Hi, I'm Coach Kane from Straight Blast Gym, Portland, Oregon. This is Coach Ella. My last video, I looked at the outside leg and how to build a strong frame from the outside leg that gives you maximum sort of hip mobility. On this video, I'm going to look at the inside or near leg, and we'll look at a couple of different ways you can use that leg as an active participant in cross-side bottom. See it on this side? So what we did last time, if you remember, is I took my outside leg and I brought it up and out and then applied pressure with my hip. And then I did a little bit of a back arch there. Now, if I just push with my foot into my shoulder on the mat and lift my hip a little bit, it builds a really great structure there. And so that's kind of what the outside leg's doing. I want to look at the inside leg and we'll look at a couple of different things it can do. One really good job of the inside leg is to come up at the hip crease right here on Ella and then use it as a monitor to look for space. And so Ella's job is not to let my hip get in. So she's going to work her cross sides there and not let my hip get in. You can see it's monitoring that space there. And because I've got a good frame here, it's going to be really hard for her to keep me out. And so my outside leg frame with my arch and then my hip in the air here, it's going to give me a really good, strong shrimp move, which will make space for my knee, and it's going to be really hard for her to stop if my knee is right in that hip crease monitor. And so if you keep your knee there, it becomes a second set of eyes, and you'll be able to feel with your knee where her hip is, and you'll be able to feel when you're really close to getting the space you need to get your knee in there. And so let's look at that again. So I'm going to build my posture. And I'm not really worried about my arms right now. My leg's going to come up to that spot, and there's not enough space right now, but because this is such a strong posture here, as Ella moves and puts pressure in, there it is. My knee finds the spot. It's going to be really hard. One of the things I'm looking for when my knee comes into the spot, if my knee can come in attached to her hip and then I push my body straight, then that allows me to regain guard. And so I don't just put the knee in and wait. I'll put the knee in and then push my body straight, and then I can regain guard. And so if you watch and see what that looks like. So I'm going to build my posture. Foot comes up and out. Turn my hip, a little bit of a back arch, lift my hip off the mat a little bit, and then put my knee in the spot here like that. Yeah. And so we're moving around. Ella's moving. I find that little spot. My knee goes in. Now once my knee comes in, I'm going to push with it till my body goes straight, and then that allows me to have the space to come in. That's one spot. I'm going to show you an alternative knee position. I haven't played with it a lot, but it does have some interesting advantages. And so work it a bit and see if you like it. You may or may not. Ray Price from Reno showed me this, so if you have any questions about like how to make it more effective, Ray, maybe you can help out. So everything else is going to be the same. My foot's going to come up and out. My hip's going to turn. I'm going to make a little arch in my back, lift my hip off the mat. Now instead of bringing my knee up and finding that hip arch there, I'm going to actually take my knee and put it on the mat next to her knee, and I'm going to bring my heel up in the air like this. And so what's happening is that leg starts to monitor her knee, and I'm going to take my leg and pull it towards my body a little bit, and she's going to feel pressure against her knee. Do you feel that, Ella? Yeah. Doesn't feel really good there. And so that pressure allows me to actually connect to her knee so that if she moves her knee, I can stay attached to it like that. And so you can see my knee is on the mat and my heel is up. I find that if I leave my foot on the mat, that my leg becomes kind of dead and it's hard to follow her. But if I take my knee, put it on the mat, attach it to her leg, bring my heel up, and then pull with my knee like that, it gives me a really beautiful connection to her leg there. And so that works really well. Everything else is going to be the same. My hips slightly elevated off the mat, and I'm pushing. I found with this one, it makes a knee ride really hard, because as she begins to knee ride, I'm just going to pull my knee in like that, and then it closes the space off, and then she's unable to knee ride. And so that's an alternative one. If you're having trouble getting your knee in the hip pocket there, you might try that one and see how that works. So that's two kind of basic energies you can work with the inside knee while you're working base and posture with the outside knee. Give those a try. Let me know how they go.